exams.
He confiscated my sweatshirt.
What? What?
Confiscated my sweatshirt.
We gotta get this damn. Why are you recording? May I?
Oh, it's what I do.
This is pure flame.
You do this at your.
Oh, we do it everywhere. Have you been to South Korean Mission Live on YouTube yet? You watch birthdays, articles?
We don't go on social media.
That's legal? Oh, this is weird.
Not if I don't know about it.
You know about it. I don't know about it.
You gonna build or get?
Build.
Know about what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's, you're all being studied.
Yeah. Well, this actually costs you. Yeah, because I can get this exact computer for $80. This is pre-built. The pre-built.
This is weird.
I hope they see that.
Hold on.
There's like
Hey,
before
you
you
probably
set
would
shit
have
to-
No, I just get. We'll figure it out. We never use instruction teams.
It's being weird.
Men don't use instruction teams.
That's why women have to come in and fix
Hey,
I'm not ready for this test.
Oh my!
I'm gonna fail.
You'll be fine.
No, I won't be fine.
Are you
Well,
saying?
That's very
that men can't handle their own?
I'm saying that men can't.
You gotta go to Mitchell.
Oh, I don't.
That's what are you gonna do?
No, we just don't choose. We're men. Our retribution will be shattered if we use.
You do know that a man runs
Are we leaving this in the sprinkle?
Hey,
What?
hey, VW, largest recall in automotive history.
Hey.
Question.
Let's go.
Yes.
You know what, like,
I'd love to hear that lady at EA.
If you get to it tomorrow, if not, if you want to take it this
Alert.
weekend, do whatever.
I wish you could take that.
Give me it.
Look.
That lady's
Give
crazy.
me it.
Have you rapped?
I got the. Oh,
Just go, give me my phone.
Mac and cheese album.
French
French Montana mac and cheese album.
Can I put a desk right in the middle and sit
No.
there?
I'm just gonna sit down in the middle. There's always one of you who wants to do that.
Cool.
How are you, Miss
Hi,
Leonard?
how are you?
Good.
What is that?
Got some correcting to do. Can't wait.
Oh god.
This can be like a mirror.
Oh god.
Ann, are you doing your hair?
She is.
Right in front of the camera.
Yeah, because.
Taylor. What?
Oh, is this still recording?
So is
It
that
is.
Bailey
Oh my
chick? Is she
God.
kind of like outspoken?
Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Because I was
And
kind
you're
of
just
caught off
sitting-
guard. Out of nowhere, she's just like, hey,
Oh,
how's it
hey.
going?
Yeah, I think she,
Hey, Hannah.
I think she's very outgoing and friendly,
Dry disappeared.
which is good. I'd much rather have somebody like
Dry
that.
disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take your water bottle. Give it here. Now I get to give it since you got my best friend. Where did you put that thing?
Give me.
Hello.
Sicking boy.
After all I did, never helping you again.
Oh, I got it.
You scored a miracle wow.
Oh no, it's just not recording. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Okay, walk away.
Okay, that's the.
I'm my own man.
Very bad. Need me.
I don't like this one.
Good afternoon.
So I have a question for you.
Yes,
Is it that
For this thing,
define things.
time?
I have a lot of things.
the American.
American Dream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was talking to the camera, so
Alright.
I didn't know it was.
Hi, Juniors.
Guys, have to look up.
Hi, Delaware.
I was talking to the camera.
And the digital
I was talking to the camera. Don't feel
I have a
Is it
question.
me?
Yeah,
That's what every guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Taylor.
I have a
Taylor. Like it's gonna be that. 'Cause that's what every guy guesses on every guy.
Where's
I
this
bought
total C?
30 horses.
Oh. Total C is what that is called, so that you can
Everybody
take
gets
those.
All right,
that.
never
Everybody
mind.
gets that. Everybody gets that.
You should have total.
My hair looks like, I don't know, I can't.
It's over, this is total.
I know.
That's hilarious.
Get you total.
Oh. Yeah, Hannah, get your girls together.
Is that confusing?
Yes, I like
Is there a better way to do that?
Guys.
Why?
You just
All
like-
right, are we ready?
I need
Oh, my goodness.
God, no.
What do you guys get between classes, 2 minutes?
Three.
Three.
I feel like a.
That's not enough time to go to the bathroom.
It's Aaron, guys. Take off.
I gotta go slow over that.
Look at it. It's so big.
Awesome, so you are all here. All right, I didn't get everybody's dream assignments, what's up with that?
Because
They were slacking.
they're like really long.
And Moto
Okay.
wouldn't load up at home, so I had to send it to you this morning. Or trying to do this.
What'd you do yesterday then?
This.
You guys are stinkers. Really took 2 class periods to do this?
Yeah.
Oh, that was never.
I didn't know the 8 things I wanted, I only got.
It's so hard. It's so hard to think of what you want.
Well, and he asked me that last night too in an email. He was like, wow, you guys are like juniors in high school. I could have thought of 8 things I wanted, like nobody's business. So you must have took it very literally, like
We took it like
filtered a little bit.
we took it like as if we were in the real world and we're trying to think of what we want.
I got an island and a
Well, I don't-
private
I don't-
jet,
I
that's 2
don't
things
think-
I'm never getting in the real world, so.
An island is something you could want though, right?
A private jet would be really cool. A driver.
I would want a driver.
I want to.
I like driving myself.
You know, horses and
I
guns.
just want somebody to sit in the passenger side and keep me. I get so lonely when I'm driving. Like singing.
You need a CPR dummy, that's what you
Oh,
need.
I should hire Lee Bryce to sing.
So, yeah, did you leave it to 2 then instead of 8?
How many of you had a hard time getting to 8? Really? Usually kids have a hard time stopping at 8. Usually it's, can I add like 18 more?
Oh, yeah,
Kind of a thing.
thank you.
So, all right, so those should be done.
Did you turn it in?
Yeah.
You can check your stuff to see if it's
First
been
one,
turned in.
baby.
If your turn in button still says turn in, it means it didn't get turned in. So just, yeah, that's how you check
Probably
it.
go check mine.
Why am I signing this?
$10 I don't need.
So why do I sign this?
Because it just allows me.
It allows you to go. Awesome. And what if I don't, and you don't get to go? That gives me a lot of power. Where do I sign it?
Oh, because we're period 10. Period 10. All right. Where are you going? Oh, that's right.
You think it's turned in?
No. You think so?
All right, did you read the story?
No.
Started reading it. I didn't have enough time.
Whitney wasn't here yesterday.
So we didn't read it because Whitney wasn't here?
Yeah,
Oh.
that's why.
All right.
You, download that,
So you've got it on your computer. I'm gonna show you a few things to do with that while you're reading it.
What is that?
Oh, that's fine, that's fine too.
Which one is
There's one else on the same bill.
Yes, it's in the same one as
Right
the
to
American
fail?
Dream,
Yeah.
yeah.
The right to fail.
Pretty good download this.
Download it on your computer. Right, save, like right-click on it, save as, put it somewhere.
It should come down as a PDF.
Let me know if that doesn't happen for you, because you need to be able to write on it. You can all do that.
Oh, I'm way.
Oh, there's only $75,000.
I'm like $1 billion in that.
Did you get downloaded?
Yeah.
No, that's it. I can.
No. The right to fail.
Oh.
Right-click on it, save it.
Oh, my God.
And it'll be available to you rather than
Oh,
a
that?
HTML doc.
Bro.
Using all this fancy computer terms. not really.
HTML, hypertext markup language, it's not really, that's not really like fancy. It's like 1980.
It is if you don't know about computers.
Oh.
You are the digital generation.
Selfie generation's what I like to call them.
That is,
Yeah.
I don't get the whole selfie thing.
Selfie sticks, any of you own one?
Mr. Denning.
I don't own one.
I do not own one. Did you read it?
Started reading.
Try to read it?
I don't know why it popped up that way.
That's okay.
Oh.
And you're gonna want
And
to
it's
save
still popping
this.
up.
And I want you to have a story.
Oh, my.
A story.
We have to be able to write on it.
I was in a model, but that thing keeps on popping up and taking me out.
You know your problem is you're using Internet Explorer. That sucks. Yeah, I know.
You said we have to be able to write on it.
Yes. Yeah, you know how to write on this?
Why
Good one,
did
good one,
random
good one.
letters?
Or go to tool. Show tools. How you have writing verbs.
Why did random letters?
Oh.
Oh, you know what happened in the
translation between the printed and then putting it into an OCR. It changed the font and that font may not have been accessible. And that helped.
Connection was reset.
Do you have that connection? Oh, sucks for you. Do you have web? Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
Just do it.
Fully inverted.
There it goes. It goes. All right, who doesn't have it saved? Good, good, good. Up to
Where'd you put it?
Team for the American Dream or?
the right to fail.
AUS.
All right.
Why does you just copy it or save it?
Computer system is different.
I didn't save it.
It's always fun. All right, let's see what it says on that text, that check mark.
All you do is highlight stuff.
Why does it keep saying it's late?
It's not late.
Oh,
I'll let you know.
It says late.
Remember, if I'm not panicking, neither are you.
So
Are you going to say anything?
Yep.
No, it's not happening right
Alright, that should be here.
See how you can just make that? No, it won't let you. Here it goes. Here it goes. See how it's in add text, you can add text. Where you at?
Where'd you go?
Why did you say that?
Oh, I saved it to the desktop.
Why do you say that?
Because you really find it.
And you know, if they ever take the machine and image it, then all that stuff, that stuff goes away.
Maybe you just put something that I won't be using.
Like the assignment, I just don't want to tell them. You wanna rephrase that?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll give you another shot. Who else needs help getting up a writable PDF
Oh.
here?
My
I don't know.
stupid
Whoa,
thing's
hey,
being
now.
done.
No, you're not cool yet. Where'd you save it?
I'm just
I
trying
don't
to
know
figure
how
out how to highlight this.
Let's go back to your model.
Okay, document.
Okay, I'm actually,
Okay, so
no,
right
no,
click
sorry.
on it.
No. Okay, let's pull it back up, like,
Save.
And save one cast. And save it when you save your stuff and then go to that file.
Okay,
I saved it.
Hey.
Sure you saved it in your document?
Yeah,
you
I
guys
don't
have
know,
type on
sometimes
this
it
puppy.
saves me.
Should luck right there, son.
Yeah, see?
All right, let's figure out where your default save is, so let's go back to the file.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
How'd you get it to do that?
You wanna fill inside?
And right click
Wait,
the file.
you gotta click on it.
And save it
It's probably
as.
load up.
It's been
Then you go to assets.
See, there it is.
Where'd you save that?
There, you go there.
Open
Oh, it's in my
documents.
downloads.
Okay, so now go to cancel. And go to
What?
downloads and open that.
Get wrecked.
Oh.
You go over to fill
Hey, you're good.
inside.
You're wonderful. Yeah, you're perfect.
Look at that.
And then add.
On my way, Austin. Go to the, did you find it?
Hey,
Austin,
Austin.
you're good too. How you
There you
doing?
go.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it? You sure? Positive? All right, Austin, where
Okay,
you
I
at?
got turned in as it
Awesome.
was being done.
Wonderful.
And now.
You.
I'd go down a little farther and find the
Brother.
right to fail, right there. Yeah, right to fail,
Alright.
PDF, and right click on it.
Whoa, hey, yeah.
You like my message?
Right click on the words.
Whoa, hey.
And save.
What did you type in?
I don't even know.
Try that again.
Look at
So we have-
Sam.
oh, we're in Firefox now. There you go, save one.
Let's go.
And tell us where to save it.
How long is open finish your
2 hours. It'll probably last until about 5:30.
There you go. And then
Well,
just
what
hit
if
save.
my glasses?
And like it, yeah.
Even though it says that.
That is good.
Yeah, but you gotta play one more
And then
game.
just go to your documents and open up the right.
After I left.
Awesome. All right, so I think Austin was the last one, right? Everybody else is good to go? You've got that file up? Good, just turn your computers around. Let's have a conversation real quick. Too bad your screens don't turn.
Yeah,
It's always
Crap.
easy.
I'm sick.
I think I'm in the check, but I opened
Right
it
there.
up.
There it is. Last one. Second to last one.
Oh.
Yep, there you go. Good, good,
I was
good, good.
gonna be word.
Yay! All right, awesome. Failure. Tell me about it.
Oh, if you don't fail, you don't.
You don't learn. What does that mean?
That's to fail to succeed.
That's just repeating. What does that mean?
I heard, I don't
me you can't succeed unless you fail?
You don't learn.
You don't
You'll learn when you
your
fail.
mistakes.
So you can't learn unless you fail.
Well, you can, but like it helps you become more,
Interesting.
with more words.
You learn more when you fail because
Yes,
when you did
How do you do that? Because that sounds like it's a greater skill to figure out what you've done wrong in order to learn from it than just the learning to begin with.
But you won't do what you did wrong again if you learn from it.
Are you sure? Anybody in here ever been grounded?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you do the same thing again?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
There and some,
Gotta test the limits.
that doesn't
Test
work
the
out too
limits.
well.
My mom always forgot about me being grounded, so.
Oh my goodness, I never had parents like that.
Aside for the fact that mom.
I never got grounded, but that's another story.
What are you doing, child?
No, I was the baby. And my sister paved a really good path for them to look at me as being very perfect. My sister made all the mistakes. So, it was an
It's
easy
the opposite
path.
around for me.
They were so tired by the time my sister graduated, they just didn't care what I did. So, that's just reality. All right. How many of you have ever failed at something so catastrophically you couldn't come back from it? None of you, I'm guessing, right? Thankfully? How many of you are going to go to college? Go TAC?
Attack.
Yeah. Those are all colleges, as far as I'm concerned. Why?
Money.
Money?
Yeah.
To make or pay?
Both.
Both. What happens if you don't go to college?
You don't get a good education, you don't get a good job. Not
Is that a failure?
Yes.
It all depends what you consider
Like a hard.
a failure.
What do you mean?
Make it just as.
Like some people are like, oh, I didn't go to college,
It's not gonna be
but
an
like,
office job.
they didn't want to go to college, so they think they're like still successful. People that want to go to college and don't go to college think that their life is great.
Interesting. What does society say you should do?
Go to at least attack.
Go to college? And if you don't go to college or the military, then what do they think about you?
You're still alright.
You're still all right?
No, society doesn't think
Well,
that.
society doesn't think that, but in reality, it's alright.
Yeah, but we're talking about society.
Yeah.
They think that people that don't go to college.
Well,
Guys
they're
are all-
just quitters.
You're all juniors. Anybody 18?
Nope.
Not yet? When do you, does anybody turn 18 like before the end of this year? We'll see you in the summer.
Freshman year in college.
Okay. So, really? You're a baby of the class then?
Yeah.
So, at 18 you can quit high school. How many of you would consider that a failure?
It depends.
I'm
Depends
fine.
on the reason.
Why?
Yeah. Like if you're just sitting at home smoking dope, then yeah, kind of. But if you're going out and doing something with it.
Well, see, a really good family friend of ours, he dropped out of high school because he had family problems, and now has a really good job, making $23 an hour, which I think is really amazing for someone who dropped out of high school.
I know people that drop out of high school just because they don't like their parents, so they can move out and go get a job.
Interesting. Everybody kind of along those same lines? That gray area kind of a thing? Anybody in here failed a class? Don't raise your hand, I don't want to know. Anybody know anybody that failed a class?
Guys,
Lols. Same old thing.
It was something tough, I'm sure.
Art?
No.
Wait, physical science?
At least maybe it wasn't PE or something like that.
No.
Well,
Didn't Tamara?
tell me what your parents think about failure.
They don't learn because that's when they make mistakes.
So they're okay with it? Screwing up.
To a certain degree.
Ah, you guys like that word, to a certain extent. What does that mean?
Like, you don't go out and do something really stupid.
I just feel like your parents understand better than.
If you fail?
Some parents.
Some parents.
I don't know, my mom gets pretty upset, she doesn't understand.
But after a while, does she?
No, every time I fail at something, she's always like, what?
I get basketball.
Like, shut up.
Well, why didn't you
She's
try
always
harder
like,
the first
how
time?
did you fail that test? What, did
Well,
you
why
not
didn't
study
you
or
try
something?
harder the
Blames
first
it all. She's like, Mom, you need help.
Sounds about right, sounds about what I remember, right?
And I start crying.
Why didn't you do better the first time? Why didn't you
I
study?
know
Why
it's
didn't you do this?
right.
Those kinds of things, right? Do you have a right to fail?
Yes.
Duh.
Duh.
No,
There's no cloud that's underneath you pushing you to success.
I think you should all.
That was deep.
It was very,
No, what?
he's full of cliches today a little bit, so, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, it could be both.
You should be fair.
Why do you have the right to fail?
Nobody's perfect.
Because nobody's perfect.
For Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana?
That's a lot better than Miley Cyrus.
Gotta say the
Oh,
same
yes.
person.
You get the best of
Usually it's
both
Disney
worlds.
movies in my other schools, but you guys are Hannah Montana here.
No.
No. Clarifying the rules,
You got the
alright.
best.
Okay, now I'm here. Okay. How many of you play it safe so as not to fail?
I play it safe.
You don't have to,
I stick by the rules.
just a pondering,
Definitely.
stick by the rules all the time? Not all the time.
Yeah, unless you're
You
driving.
play the odds.
I don't let
Every once in a while.
If you do it 1 out of 10 times, the chance of you getting caught are,
fairly high, Jared. Every time I try to do something like that, it's ended up badly, so I just stick by the rules.
if you stick by the rules, then how do you ever give yourself an opportunity to fail?
No.
Well, that's good, I don't wanna fail.
Oh, interesting, how come?
Do you ever let yourself?
I feel like you can't learn unless you fail.
I don't know, I just think failure is just putting yourself down. Like, I've always tried to set myself to succeed and stuff, so every time I fail, I get really mad.
Are you
at
trying to
myself. I don't like it.
meet your
Bothers me.
mom's standards or your standards?
Good question.
Both. Mostly my mom's. Holidays, trying to keep them up.
Sophomores were all freaking out, they have a world history test this hour. They were all freaking out because they thought they were gonna fail. Possibility, right? French Revolution is a tough concept, right? Tough concept.
Ooh, that was a good one, I like
And
that.
if they didn't study the night before, they didn't keep up those kinds of, chances are that some of them might fail, right?
I do worse when I study.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I have no.
You do worse when you say.
Yeah, last year I studied for my world history test. The one I studied for, I got like a 75. The one I didn't study for, I got like, all of them I didn't study for, I got like a 90, so
French Revolution is tough. I
came up
I'll
to
do
the fact
them
that,
failures.
I mean, we can't study.
We're doing what we did in 2 semesters and 1 semester.
They're
It
moving.
makes me mad that world history is only 1 semester more.
It might be 1.5.
No, it's
No, it's
one.
It's
One
and
semester,
go
the
next
next semester is
I know, we haven't.
Are they gonna do geography or South Dakota?
Dylan
Econ?
for econ.
Is that to replace
Personal
Second
finance.
personal finance? Usually seniors take personal finance, is that not?
No,
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 juniors.
Juniors
Juniors.
get- okay. Alright. Different everywhere. Alright, so turn your computers around. You should all be a PDF writer, basically. Which you are. As I was walking around, everybody was in the document itself, right?
It's okay, guys.
On the right-hand side, you've got a menu of some sort, some of you do, right? Some of you have edit PDF, those kinds of things. Some of you just have other things, right? Alright, so if you go to edit PDF, yay, start now. That's good. Edit PDF, start now. Some of you have a shortened menu over on the right, and you've just got the add text, add check mark, those kinds of things, right? Yes, no, for everyone's piece? No? Okay.
Go to fill inside, guys.
Yeah, do fill and sign. Okay, be good. No, just do it there. And start. Oh. You fill and sign.
Best of
Oh.
both worlds.
And we have old school here, who's got it printed out, he's gonna use pencil.
Nerd.
No. Depending on the content for me,
My hands
hit the fill and sign now. Those of you who got taken out to the Adobe site, you can just close out that.
My
Can I
hand,
use
my hand still.
Yeah, I
Can't
said
pronounce
this
the
was
Spanish
fine.
test, I'm sorry.
Oh.
You wrote like 2 words.
Ronnie, report to the office, please. Ronnie, report to the office.
Ronnie, you have somebody named Ronnie?
Randy,
Oh, fun.
or as Kaiser calls him, Mr. Clean.
Darn right.
And close this.
Was it janitor? He
And
got
fill
screwed
it
to be dead.
Even I don't need time anymore.
I thought you just
All right.
More of a
Mine will
self-
Because we hired people now.
He's a
Yeah,
man.
they don't know what to do.
Dude, they look weird. Not the people I want.
Yay.
No, they freak me
All
out.
right. I think everybody's there. All right.
Just said,
Two things that are very, very important when you read something about, and again, this is a nonfiction essay, right? Somebody wrote this about the right to fail. So you know automatically that it's an opinion piece, right? And opinion pieces are going to elicit a lot of responses from people, either the guy who's writing it is a moron, or I agree with everything he's saying, or why didn't you do this, and why didn't you talk about this, those kinds of things, right? So, as you read this piece, you are required to do 2 things. 1, you are required to form an opinion. What that opinion is, I don't care. You might agree with them, you might disagree with them, you might agree with them in certain parts, you might disagree with them in certain parts, those kinds of things. All right? So when you form an opinion in here, form your opinion, not the opinion you think that I want to hear. All right? You all know what I mean by that? Don't play school, form an opinion. Do you know what I mean by that? Awesome. Love juniors. All right, so on the right you've got a toolbar that either allows you to write on the text or put a check mark or those kinds of things. Yes? No? Verbal piece?
Yes.
Do you know how to use it?
No.
Play with it. Right now, play with it.
Add check mark.
Ooh.
Oh, oh.
That's
Oh,
it.
God. Hey, man. Yeah.
So it types wherever I type.
It does.
Whoa,
How can you
initial.
delete that?
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Like, put initials in there?
Yes.
Not right now.
Oh. Oh. Add sticky note. Hey.
Sticky notes are awesome.
Yeah.
Sticky notes as an app on your computer are really awesome.
Where's the
Ooh,
sticky
look at
notes?
that.
Oh, you right click on that
What's
puppy?
wrong? I
Right
see
where?
where.
Oh, I think it bigger. Oh, I highlighted that.
Oh, my initials are popping up.
This is mine now.
How did you do that? Push, place initials.
Place, what's it? Oh. Oh.
Cool it down.
You guys are fine.
Oh.
It's like you've never been doing this before.
Never done it.
Really?
Oh,
Oh, where'd it go?
Whoa.
I stamped
there
my
it is.
signature on that puppy.
Sorry, I was off.
Look at that.
Dude.
Go to play signature.
Look at that.
There you go.
Drag a new
That's
signature
not
right
your last
there.
name. That's my middle name. Why you want
Oh,
that?
you wrote it.
Oh, dude, I just put my signature.
I don't like that.
Or go to add
I'm
signature.
a kid in the candy shop.
Just don't spell it wrong. because I'm-
Oh my gosh.
Ryan.
My name's on,
How do you
my
spell
name's
it?
spelled in this document.
You're supposed to spell it as.
Look.
Oh my.
W-E-S-S-E-L-I-G.
Right. Oh
So
my
cool.
God.
No.
All right, are we good? Do you have an idea of what's going on there? All right, so here is your goal for this, all right? As you read this document, you're not allowed to just read the document. You must think about what is being said in the document and comment on it. Now, you can comment on things a lot of different ways. You might just want to remember something, so put a check mark. You might not know what a word means, so you might want to highlight it, right? You might want to remember something that was going through your head at the time you came upon something that he said, and write a little comment to yourself so that you can remember. The goal here is not to just read, but to actively read. Okay?
Can't read.
Yeah.
Then you got a long way to
There you go. There you go. How many of you read? What is wrong with people? Thank you for raising your hand. Are you lying to me?
Yeah, he is.
No, I read.
I've read so.
Oh, when you were 6?
Read next.
I read this summer.
Did you read?
Yeah. I'm in the process of reading.
What are you reading?
You don't.
I read the Hunger Games once.
I don't know the title. It's like
I don't read.
I don't think.
something
how do you get
about
to that?
a lady and then she like finds her lost kid that
I don't know.
she never like.
Alright,
she got
you
rid
went
of
to
her
school
when
in
she
New York,
was
what?
younger and then she found her again.
Interesting. All right.
Like,
All right, so here's the goal, because I'm gathering that a lot of people don't read an awful lot, so that practice has to
We need to
happen
start a
little bit.
novel.
No.
You think you're ready for one?
Yeah.
What do you
And
want
no
to read?
working class.
Help.
Kill a Mockingbird.
Yeah.
Did you read it when you were a freshman?
Yeah.
To Kill a Mockingbird?
Yeah.
It's a great story. Tell the freshmen it's a great story.
They were reading it before.
Oh, no, they aren't. No. They hold the books. Yes.
I see them holding it, let's just say.
One of them said it's incredibly boring, and I said, how much have you read? And she said, nothing. I said, how do you know it's boring? Because people told me.
Oh, that book's great.
It is a great book. Her secret novel that came out this summer, Harper Lee's, which was actually the original version of To Kill a Mockingbird. Holy cow, the characters. If you love those characters, same characters in the story,
It's different, but.
very. Atticus is a complete and utter racist. Like horribly racist. Like never would have defended Tom Robinson. Treated Cal horribly. Scout is of course an adult again yet telling the story. Very large racist as well. Which is why it never got published. And why she changed it into To Kill a Mockingbird. So yeah, it's a great story. So I love it. All right, so
What's it called?
I've been doing that all afternoon. It's blue. I've got it sitting on my desk at home. Watchmen, the Watchmen, go set the Watchmen, something like that. Yeah. All right, so as you read this, I want you to actively read it, and which means that I want you to comment on the things that are being said in it. Now, it's like 3 pages, right? It's not a lot. Is that a lot? Really?
Go set a watch.
Go, there you go, go set a Watchmen, yeah. So here's the deal, as you read it, comment on it. Again, don't filter your comments either. So like if you really think he's like being moronic in this part, tell him he's being moronic in that part and write it down so that you can remember that, okay?
That's moron.
Idiotic, yes, okay? If you really agree with it, moron, yeah, absolutely, yeah. If you really agree with something, tell him that you really agree with this and explain why, all right? Now, I'm a little torn. 15 minutes is a long time to just let you read. I don't know, you tell me.
I think that's not enough time.
Well, okay. Oh.
We need today and tomorrow.
Especially for actively reading.
I've got you figured out now. 2 days to do the dream thing in class was like, not even going there.
What?
No.
Kevin, did you get all 8 things you wanted?
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, that's right.
You want 8 things?
Not really.
I don't want 8 things now. I wanted 8 things then, when I was your age.
I thought you were.
All right, go, read. I'm gonna watch you to see how you're doing this.
No, you're not.
I am. I promise I won't hover.
Oh, hey, you know,
I'm sorry, I won't let you sit. I promise I won't hover.
I
I'll just watch. That is a profound comment.
What do you mean by that?
He has nothing but a page full of pages.
Lulz. Over different. Yeah. That's why I laugh. True. So,
I want to get to the height of it. The comment, the comment.
Oh, you guys got this. Sure. That's cute.
Oh. Oh.
Don't forget to save often. thought you're on. Just finish up the thought you're on. The sentence you're reading, thought you're writing.
What do you want us to do?
Just chill for a second.
Okay.
Make sure you've saved it, so that when the bell rings and you shut things down, it doesn't go away. Everybody good? All right. How's our writing skills? Good, bad, indifferent?
All right.
All right, so if I told you to write me an essay, like tomorrow during class, if I just gave you a random assignment like that, write me an essay about this. It wouldn't be very long.
No,
That's funny.
Very good.
I'd be able to.
I can do it.
I can
Alright.
do it, but I
Well,
don't
of
know
course
how
you
good
could
it
do
would
it.
be.
You're a man home.
What it is.
Okay, good. All right, so here's the deal. You will get a tomorrow is what you're gonna do in class. You're gonna write me your first really big paper. And it's not gonna be due until Monday. That means though that you need to work tomorrow during class, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the deal with me in writing. If you ask me how long it's gonna be, I will tell you.
How long is it
No,
gonna be?
don't ask. All right? I look for complete, which means that some of you may be able to get that done in 12 pages, some of you may be able to get that done in 2 pages, et cetera, et cetera. All right? Everybody cool with that? If you say, how long do you want this to be, I will give you a number. And nobody's ever happy with that number. And part of the reason I don't like to give like word counts or pages is because if she can get it done in 2 and the assignment is 4, I'm gonna get 2 pages of crap. I'll get 2 of really good stuff and 2 pages of crap to meet the 4-page length, right? So I want complete. And everything you ever write in here, I want complete, okay? Second, don't write what you think I want to hear. All right? Your opinions and ours and mine are not always going to agree, right? Don't hold back. Don't filter on that. If you disagree with something you think I agree with, disagree with it. Agree with something I disagree with, all right? I want you to write from your perspective, not from what you think I want to read, okay? Third, everything you write should be written for the world, which means that you should assume that someone else in the world might read it. With that being said, if you write something at some point in time that you absolutely, you want to write this, it's in you gotta get it out, and you don't want the world to read it, shoot me an email, say, please keep this one private, okay? All right, everybody cool with that? I wear glasses because I'm really, really blind. Don't write in anything bigger than 12-point font. I'm not that blind. Don't make it 72 because you want it to be 4 pages instead of 1. All right? It's just enough. And use like Times New Roman or something. They're called serif fonts instead of the sans serif font. Like Arial and Comic Sans, they really drive me nuts. And don't put your name on it. Put your name on the file. You'll submit it through Edmodo, but don't put your name anywhere on the document itself.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna wait, do
This very first one, you're not going to use MLA, and if you guys know MLA, which you really, really should, I'm going to switch over to APA quicker and you can say your name. Because you need to learn APA almost more now than you need to know MLA. So you'll know them both by the end of the year. But this first one, you're not going to have any resources. It's all going to come from you, okay? Is everybody cool with all those rules?
Alright.
Awesome. It does seem doable. Single space it, double space it, I don't care this first time out. Your finals later on will have a particular format that you'll fit it into, but this first time out, if you like to see things really close together, write it that way. If you like to see things spread apart,
Pay attention, please. Pay attention. 7 through 12 girls. I've been hearing some rumors about some sort of cheerleading meeting. I'm telling you right now, there is no cheerleading meeting. Zero. None. Nada. If you need to go home deal.
He can be a little scary. Is this a drama?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
go down.
really? Awesome. I love drama.
I hate drama.
Shaker's in charge.
Oh, boy.
Do you have cheerleaders?
Yeah, apparently there's gonna be 17 of them.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They're all trying out.
Why? We went from having no cheerleaders to 17 in a matter of
Are you
years.
expected to go like to state this year?
No. I wouldn't say we're.
That's typically when the cheerleading numbers grow,
State thing?
is when you
Yeah,
think
they're
they're
gonna
gonna go
cheer
red.
state, so.
Well, yeah, probably.
No.
Because football, we were good.
Oh,
For
girls.
basketball last year and
What's that?
girls. This will be like the third year for girls probably that we're gonna stay, and maybe second year for boys.
It all depends on how good we play.
Oh, I hang out here.
You're only as good as the next game.
Is it alright if I walk across the hall and grab my stuff?
All
No, it's
depends
not.
if people get hurt.
Yeah.
Kid gets hurt.
Yes. That's on tape too, by the way, if you wanna hear it. You're not really sure that there's a cheerleading meeting?
He gets hurt